Hey y'all, Big Tim here. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Old School and Bass with Big Tim. Today we got a little special one for you. I got to take Dad out for a little early birthday present. His birthday was on Saturday, but the weather was going to be cruddy. At least that's what the weatherman was reporting. So I actually switched days and took Friday off and decided to take him fishing the day before his birthday. And asked him, I gave him the choice where he wanted to go. He said, let's go to Cumberland. Now, Dad had been to Cumberland Tuesday before, so just a few days, and he'd been on a spinnerbait bite. However, the water levels have changed a little bit, and things have just been crazy with the weather and everything else. And we were able to catch a couple fish on spinnerbait, but not a lot. But it was still a fun day. We didn't catch any giants, but we caught a few fish and had a real good time. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as you can see from the skies, it had actually misted rain on us on the drive down. So I used the waterproof case on the GoPro. So audio is not very good till later in the day. So keep that in mind. But other than that, check it out. Hope you enjoy it. Well, we weren't there for more than 15 minutes before Dad wrestles in this nice little smallmouth. And I'll tell you what, he's got me convinced. I guess I'm going to have to get me some clown mega bass jerk baits. You know, that's what we used to use years ago, and Dad's still stuck with that. He's got his old rattle and rogue, and you know, he's going to throw it and he's going to catch fish on it. So I guess he's kind of got me convinced that I need to get a couple of those back in my tackle box. About 5 more minutes after we released Dad's nice little smallmouth, I decided to pull out my trusty green pumpkin baby brush hog, get a bite, set the hook, and it's on. I enjoy catching fish like this. This is my favorite way to catch them, ripping them over top of logs. Man, I enjoy it so much. I love it. We didn't catch many fish on spinnerbait, but the ones that I did catch on a spinnerbait, I caught on my coleslaw colored 3/8 ounce War Eagle spinnerbait. It's a really good one, and when it's cloudy, it really seems to shine. So if you ever get an opportunity and it's cloudy, try one of those out. Now, if the sun had been out, I would have been throwing some gold willow blades, but since it was cloudy, I stayed with those painted white blades. Yes, I know this is a tiny fish. Why did it even make the video? Well, because it's my first jerkbait fish of the year. And it's Kentucky, and you know I love Kentuckies. So the jerkbait I was using, of course, Mega Bass Vision 110. And the color on this particular day, since it was a cloudier day, was their Sexy Shad. Well, I'm always talking to my friends about the bush bite, and you can see here that we're around a lot of good bushes, but unfortunately the fish really were not in the bushes. They wanted to be cruising around the outside. I don't know if we were a week too early or a week too late, but I feel like they were about to be in those bushes pretty hardcore, but we couldn't get anything directly in the bushes. All the fish that we caught were around bushes for sure, but not in them. And We still had a fun day, but it was not exactly how I wanted to catch them. But still, you know, you're catching some fish, so you can't really complain. So here's Dad getting another one on video. One of the problems that we have is when we go out fishing together, well, I have this problem myself too. You know, a lot of times you forget about the video. You forget you're trying to make good content, and you know, you're so in tune on trying to catch fish that you forget them. And so a lot of the fish that Dad caught didn't make the cut on the video because, well, I need another video for the back of the boat. That may be coming soon.
Love them Kentuckys.
So that was Lake Cumberland at the end of April 2020. And let me tell you, we both needed that trip. Dad had been under quarantine for about a month, maybe more. They had come back from Florida from vacation during the whole blow up of the coronavirus deal. And of course, I'd been working, so, you know, having this trip together was really special. You know, Dad had finally wanted to get out a little bit. You know, they, like I said, they'd been under quarantine, and they wanted to get out a little bit. So I said, you know what, your birthday is tomorrow. Forecast isn't looking so good, so let's go ahead and go fishing. And we really had a good time. So it was a great trip for us. It was a long day. You know, we decided not to get an early start on it, which was a really positive thing. But I think we left the house here about 7, and I think we got home about 10:30 that night. So long day, and it's kind of taxing on us these days. But anyway, great trip. So hope you enjoyed it. Tune back next week and see me and Joey go back to Lake Cumberland, a busy Lake Cumberland. It looks like Memorial Day weekend, but we still managed to find a few fish and, of course, have a good time. So tune in next week and we'll have that for you. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.